So let's talk about the physics engine a little bit. Here in the objects you have the possibility to make physical objects, dynamic or static. If you make a dynamic object without having a static object, it's just falling down. So let's not do that. Let's make another object, another simple object, and use it as a floor. We click here and then I drag it down and make it bigger. So now I have this plane to make a floor of. Make physical object static. And now we can take this one. Let's dim the lighting a little bit. And now we can use this one and let it fall on the other one. So make this one dynamic and it will fall down here. So with this is not so spectacular. So let's use shots object, for example, to make multiple physical objects. So here these shots are getting produced, and now let's make them physical. Make physical shots on. And now you see, let's move the camera a little bit that you can see more of the scene. Let's use it here and a little bit up. So here you can see that the shots are getting fired here. Let's click on the shots and then we can change the direction by shift clicking. You can change the rotation of that shots object. For example, now they are flying in the air. Alright, so that's a scene we made. Here you can set physical settings from the physics world. For example, the gravity. Do higher gravity or lower gravity. Friction is how things stick to each other when they touch each other. Restitution is how much energy is given back on collision. So if you do this really high, the energy is given back 100% to the object, which leads into this rubber ball effect. Angular damping is how much angular energy is lost every turn, and linear damping is how much kinetic energy is lost in every turn. So if you turn this down, things look even more elastic than before. Here you can say how exact the calculations are. If you turn this down, if you reduce the time steps, animation gets slower but much more detailed. So let's try with this static. No, this is a dynamic object right now. Let's make this static object. Static. So now you see, okay, the shots are getting born exactly inside of this thing. So let's move it up a little bit. So now you see that this is a static object. And you can make this one, let's make it a little bit bigger. You can make this one move, for example. So static objects can have a movement, not dynamic objects. Movement float, and now it would float around and only collide with things when it's in their way, obviously. So much to the physics engine. Let's try something else. Let's do clear all. You can use a landscape as a terrain. So Let's make this one and put a picture on, for example, the star. Make it smoother, blur effect. Next image. Okay, now let's put this one onto the landscape. Okay, that's too high. Let's move it down like this. And make it physical terrain on. So now we have to do one more image. So now it should work. So you have this landscape, and we make again the shots object to throw physical objects onto this landscape. Now let's see, make physical shots, and now they are landing on this landscape.